Your home page here is really just a snapshot of everything that's going on in Training Peaks across the entire year here in one place. Let's start here in the upper left hand side of the page and work our way across. So here we have all of our events listed throughout the year or planned throughout the year. As you can see here, I have 2 races planned, and the current focus is the last race of the year. You can use this little drop down arrow here to choose which race you want to focus on though. So as an example, as opposed to the race in December, if I want this graph here to focus on my first race of the year, I can choose it, and it'll only show the projected training plan fitness here to that first race. You can also utilize this plus sign here to add other events. And of course, select which type it is, give it a name, select the date that it occurs, and then you can add a specific race goal. So sometimes your ultimate goal is just to finish the event. Other times it's a certain time that you want to finish that event in. So whatever your goals are, feel free to add those as well. And then if you have some kind of custom goal, you can also add as many of those as well. And then you can save that and it will add it to your calendar here and your list of events. Following the goals, here you can also use the plus sign here to add an additional goals outside of maybe just a race goal. So as you can see here, some of the examples of my personal goals are training goals, qualification goals, sleep, and nutrition. I've listed them all as being completed, or my goal to complete them is December 31st, because I'll be working on these throughout the entire year. But of course, you can choose a specific date. You can have a weekly goal, a monthly goal, or something like that. You could have a goal to reach a certain pace or to swim a certain number of yards without stopping, etc., etc. The sky is really the limit. So I like to say, ink it, don't think it. Here in the middle column, we have our calendar. Just 2 days of our calendar. What's occurring today and what's going to occur tomorrow, as you see. So it just gives you a snapshot quickly so that you don't have to go to the calendar itself if you just want to get a quick snapshot of what am I doing today and what's the focus for tomorrow. It's going to be right here on your home page. You can use these plus signs here as well to add other events that you may also do that are not part of the training plan. So as an example, you might have gone and played pickleball with your friend. So let's put pickleball, and we played for 45 minutes as an example. We felt great. Our perceived exertion was, say, moderate, and then you can save that. So that's going to put in here that you completed an event. And then, of course, if you go to your calendar, it'll also show up as a completed event on your calendar as well. As another example here would be, as an example, let's say you took a walk. Let's say you walked the dog. And so again, you can put those activities in there. You felt normal, it was very easy, and you save that. So again, you can log the activities of the day in addition to the activities that are planned as part of your training plan. Then over here on the right-hand column, again, as I'd mentioned, you have your fitness number, fatigue number, and form number here for your attention at all times. These graphs below hand are the same graphs that are over here at your planned fitness and what has occurred over the last 7 days, the last 28 days, the last quarter, and over the last year. So as you can see, my fitness here has grown by 3, but over the past month it has declined. And you can see over the last several months it has declined. And then you can see over the year, I built throughout the year, I maintained my fitness, and I raced, and then I reduced that fitness and then took some time off for the holidays. And so as an example, you can be able to see that very clearly here in these little graphs, which is really neat. Just a quick explanation of these numbers. You're going to pay attention, or want to pay attention to these numbers really on a daily basis to see what's going on. There's lots of algorithms that go into creating these numbers, but essentially what they are is it's an average. So as an example, the fitness number is a 45-day rolling average of your daily workouts. So each workout has a training stress score. So as an example, if I were to complete this bike ride here, this 2.5-hour bike ride as prescribed, and stayed within these heart rate zones, then I could expect to have a training stress score of 140 for that one workout. And then your fitness number will be the average of the last 45 days of workouts. Your fatigue is the last week's average of the TSS number. So it's going to average what you have done over the last 7 days, and that's going to be your fatigue number. And then finally, your form number here is going to be yesterday's fitness subtracted from yesterday's fatigue, and it's going to give you that form number. And so my fitness and fatigue yesterday were different, and so those numbers were used to create my form today. Over time, that fitness number is going to again represent in these graphs as hopefully growing, and then of course we're going to utilize that in the best way possible to help the body to adapt to whatever races you are preparing for. But we'll talk about these over the next several months as we train and you get used to seeing these numbers on a daily basis. And then finally, underneath here are peak performances. So hence the name of the company, Training Peaks. You're going to have your peak performances displayed here at all times. What's really neat is you can utilize this link here, this View All link, and you can go back and look at all the years that you've had a Training Peaks account and all the data compiled in here. So as an example, if I want to go back and look at my mile times at 2019 or 2020 and where those peaks were, those PRs were throughout the year and what they were. So as an example, my PR in 2020 came from a running test. It did not even come in an event, but it came in a test. And these other PRs that I had came in other different types of workouts which I had completed. So again, different disciplines. You can look at bike information as well as different metrics. You can look at power or heart rate, or again on the run, you can look at time and pace and all those different metrics and PRs. And they're going to constantly show up here for your ability to track those. And that's your home screen.